So I went from Pennsylvania to Florida, and I've now been here for a while, so I'm going to break down what I think, what I like, and what I dislike after being here for 4 years. Hey, my name's Chad Leonberg, and I'm a local real estate agent and team owner, and if we can help you buy or sell real estate in the Tampa Bay area, feel free to hit me up at the contact info below. All right, so number one is expensive. It's definitely expensive, but you know, it doesn't just mean it's expensive with the housing or the this or the food or the blah, blah. What happens is, you know, I was from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Actually, Google it, one of the cloudiest cities in the U.S. I think it's the cloudiest city in the U.S. Surprising that it beat Seattle. However, one thing I'll say is we call it the sun tax. Not a real tax. It's just the fact that the sun is out more, so you do more. You want to go out more. And every time I walk out that front door, I spend $100. You know, whether it's just, I have a family, you know, we have two girls, and it's just you spend money everywhere you go out to eat, everything you do, you know, so you just do more stuff in general. We were like, oh, it's cool, we're gonna save income tax, but I mean, the annual passes to the theme parks alone already take up the income tax savings probably that we've gained from moving here. So you're gonna spend more money. It's one thing I tell everybody moving here, like whatever your budget is, almost any market I've seen people move from, maybe California being the exception, you're gonna spend more money here. You just do things, there's a lot to do, things aren't cheap all the time. It's expensive, but it's worth it. But my recommendation there is if you are planning on making a move and you're not from the area, just kind of pad your monthly budget a little bit give some wiggle room, because you're gonna wanna do more things down here that you don't realize that you wanna do. Number two is everything is terrible in Florida. Everything is the worst. The world is falling in Florida, according to the news. I can't tell you whether it's a hurricane or just a random storm or the bugs that come out. Everybody thinks Florida is falling off the planet, but I feel from the news half the time. I constantly get calls, you know, oh my gosh, it's been crazy down in Florida, you know, there's storms or flooding. And I'm like, yeah, that was on the complete other side of the state. That wasn't us. And you know, media makes it out to be bigger than it is a lot of the times. I'm not saying there's not, you know, different aspects of living in Florida. Of course there's hurricanes and there's things, and of course there's hard things to deal with living here, but it's just, I can't tell you how many times I get the phone call, and you know, my dad's a big one on it, and he thinks that Florida is just getting ripped with storms. And I'm like, yeah, it rained for 20 minutes. Whether it's the alligators, the snakes, all the things, just everybody thinks it's like, it is not yet. Like, there's differences. The weather can be quicker and harsher. You know, there are gators and snakes and, you know, some more of that stuff. But, you know, from a day-to-day impact, it's pretty minimal. It's not much different from living in, you know, kind of no crazy events that happened outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from where I kind of grew up. Number three, the weather is amazing. The weather is amazing. Yes, it's hot as can be in the summer. Like, if you know, people say, I can never get used to it. You do acclimate. Look, I used to sweat in the winter back home, and now if it's under 75 degrees, I'm cold. And so you do acclimate. They say your blood thins or whatever, but it's real. Yeah, it's hot as can be in the summer. Don't plan to go to Disney World in July. And we've made that mistake. And we'll probably make it again because, you know, we're not always the brightest bunch. But that said, you know, don't plan an outdoor birthday party in August. You know, there's just, you know, and basically I would say there's kind of like a 3-4 month, you know, winter is the summer in Florida. Not in the sense that, like, obviously it's not winter, but just in the sense that you're gonna wanna stay inside more in the AC, you know. But on the bright side, I stayed back inside at home. First of all, it was 6 months in Pennsylvania. The winter lasted 6 or more months. And then on top of that, when I looked outside, it was just gray. And I didn't enjoy that. Maybe you like it and you like seeing that in the snow, and if it does snow, it's not just muddy out, and go live there. But for me, you know, yeah, it's hot. I mean, right now it's pretty hot outside. It's 90 degrees today, and I'm looking outside and it's beautiful. There's sunshine and white clouds, and it's very green, which is another big reason why we moved here versus kind of California. Is at least Southern California, it was very kind of coastal desert. There's a lot of brown. There's not as much grass and green and lusciousness, and so greens and blues and sun, and it's just beautiful. So the weather is amazing. Your summer is your winter, but it's not that bad to stay in the AC, look outside at the beautiful view, jump in the pool, do wet activities in the summer. I love it. Number four, the traffic can suck. Like, I came from a small town. You know, a lot of 2-lane roads. There wasn't much real actual traffic. Yeah, there's traffic. I'm in the Tampa Bay area, you know, and it seems to have gotten worse over the last year or two. You do have to plan around it a little bit. It's nothing insane. It does move. But if you're doing things, you know, if you're heading towards the city at 9 or more like 8:30, or if you're leaving around, you know, 5 or something, or heading away from the city at that time, yeah, there's traffic. So, you know, there's times where it's going to add 20 minutes to a trip, but that's about it. You know, it's definitely dealable, but if you're not used to traffic, you're going to deal with traffic when you live here. So it's just something to think about. I don't find it that stressful, but it does exist. And if you're running late, it's just something you're going to have to contend with. And number 5 is most people aren't originally from here. It's almost like a 50-50 ratio, I feel like. You know, but my point with that is and it's not like you don't find it with the people that do live here, but you know, have always lived here. It's true with them too. But like, you'll find a lot of people from your area. It's amazing. Like, I just texted somebody the other day, and they were the same area code as where I'm from. And I'm like, wait, are you from Western Pennsylvania? And it was, yeah. It's just constant like that. But aside from just where they're from, you can find your tribe real easy because there is a lot of people here. So depending on where you're coming from, this might be something you're currently experiencing. But because there's so many people here, it's really easy to find your tribe, like who has the same values and kind of interests and likes and things like that. So I know for us, we're in a big master plan community. There's over 2,000 homes. You know, we have found a group of people that, you know, have the same interests, that like Star Wars, that, you know, play video games, just, but also are families and, you know, have kids and, you know, just, you know, whatever. You know, you find your tribe, and it's probably gonna be different than what I like, right? But there's just so many people that you're able to find your tribe. And there's a lot of people that have probably moved from where you're moving, especially if you're in the Northeast. Definitely a lot of that. But just don't think you're gonna come here and everybody, it's a melting pot. There's a ton of different types of people and culture and things like that, and I almost guarantee you'll be able to find your tribe if you're open to looking and meeting new people. So anyway, that's just kind of my experience after living here for the last 4 years. Those are, you know, I know when I moved here, I watched a video what it's like living in the area, and because I was really curious of what it would be like to actually live there, you know, kind of like the insider view. So I hope that was valuable and gave you some nuggets and some insight. And if you are considering a move, please get in touch with me. I'd love to chat with you, see if I can give you any insight, you know, help you along the way. My contact info is down below, but please like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to post content about living here in the Tampa area. So hope it's helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you around.